My name's Izack Curtis and I'm 11 years old. My biggest dream is to go to the Olympics for BMX. I had a friend and I went to BMX with him one night, and he was riding and I liked the sport, so a year later I started up BMX and now I'm just riding. I think I've been doing it for about 3 or 4 years, and that would make me 7. So yeah, so that's 4 years. 2008 was my first race meet, and that year the Olympics were on in Beijing and BMX was on, so it's a bit of coincidence that I started and BMX was on at the Olympics.
I used to love riding BMX. Me and my mates make jumps in the yard, and the old BMX Bandits was out around the time when I was growing up, so it was pretty big. We always rode. It's how we spent most of our time riding BMX.
Well, I like BMX racing because you just want to have fun with your friends sometimes, and sometimes you're in it to win it.
I get him as much coaching as I can, because he has Glenn Kadiga and Jamie Gray. They were both hopefuls for the Olympics in Beijing. Both of them had accidents and couldn't make it into the team, but at one time or another I find that he gets a little bit of certain aspects from each coach rather than just have one coach. Glenn Kadiga, he talks a lot. The kids really respect him, they listen to him. Jamie's more of a hands-on coach, so he does get a little bit of stuff from both coaches in different aspects. It works out well.
My name's Jamie Gray. I'm a bit of a vintage star of BMX, and I run a coaching business called BMX Superstars. I've been racing BMX for 27 years, on and off for the last few years, and just sort of been back in it flat out for about the last 10 months.
Well, I'm sort of inspired by Jamie because he almost made it, and I want to pass that, and I want to try and get there just as well as he did by making the Olympics, and I want to be as good as him someday.
I started coaching Izack about 4 years ago. That was probably around the end of my pro career, around 2008, so just on and off since then. Coaching the kids and Izack, it's always a bit of everything. I mean, there's a lot to BMX from the start to the finish, so a lot of fitness stuff, obviously working on their skills with their jumping, their manualing, cornering, and a lot of it really comes down to their confidence on the track. It's a very mental game, and if you don't have it upstairs, then you can have a lot of trouble out on the track. So a lot of mental stuff too, and just confidence in themselves.
Well, I usually put on my helmet and stuff, and I usually just chill out and have a drink and ride, do some stretches and do a little warm-up and chill out in my chair.
It can be dangerous. You've got to wear the proper safety equipment. You come to a lot of race meets, there's quite often people with broken collarbones and arms and wrists. It can be dangerous. Most tracks these days have bitumen berms, so if you come off on a bitumen berm doing 30-40 kilometres an hour, it's going to graze you up pretty good.
Well, I've had one broken arm, and that stopped me from riding the Queensland titles in 2009. Well, at the start of this year I travelled to Mount Gambier, which is in South Australia, and I've also travelled up north to Cairns and Mackay and Bundaberg.
We travelled a bit. He's raced in DeSoto in Texas, he's raced in Mount Gambier, Cairns, Mackay, Bundaberg, Gympie, Toowoomba. We're quite often travelling, down the Gold Coast, and travel around, quite often have weekends away and quite often have weeks away, so it takes up a lot of my annual leave, but at the same time we have a holiday in a city that we probably wouldn't normally travel to.
In Mackay I won 3, which was the Queensland Championships there, and at Browns Plains last year I got a first. I mostly get like seconds and thirds, and sometimes fourths and fifths.
I think he's doing really well. I mean, Isaac's only a little fella, and I know how he feels out there. He can get on the track with some big boys. So for his size, he does great. He can move the bike around a lot, and he's slowly getting stronger, and he's always up the front of the pack somewhere. I think that he still has a few confidence issues here and there, but that's just something hopefully with age that we can work on, and he's going to go a long way in the sport if he sticks with it.
If I can't get into BMX, I'd like to be a fighter pilot and put like medical packages and stuff in Iraq for them and stuff like that. Well, when I go to America, I just like looking out the windows, and I want to be one of those people up in the cockpit. Well, BMX and then fighter pilot, really. I like BMX more because you're with your friends more, and fighter pilot, you don't see them a lot because you're out of the country in a plane.